Wow.
Take four.
Take four.
On my phone. You
Right.
know?
We switched to phone.
We switched to phone.
Computer is getting a little
iffy.
iffy diffy. Like, what the heck?
What the heck? But the good thing is, do you see our faces? Are we somewhat tensed about it? Are we stressed out about it? Are we concerned about it? Are we being like...
And my action taker was like, we're changing this now. And I'm like, okay, what do we do?
What do we do?
We use your phone.
We use your phone. Yes.
What a good reason to get a new phone.
Yeah. I mean, do you see how easy
it's
that
really
went?
nice.
Like,
yeah. It went really easy. It was Vulentulen.
Voltooien. That means complete. So we're not doing that yet.
No. That's when we end.
So we're done.
Okay.
So we're done.
Okay.
So,
and Marianne found us, I think.
Hey, Marianne.
That's what that eyeball means.
So
okay.
back to the thing. Can we relax with money, business? You know, the business of our lives
and Facebook Lives.
Facebook Lives.
I mean, what a great example. I mean,
know.
wow.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that we just be space and like ask questions.
Yeah, totally.
Which is kind of like two of the best rules for creating your life. Be space, ask questions.
Wow. So how do you notice that when you're not being space? Or when you're not functioning as the space you are? Because you are space, obviously.
But when I go into drama and trauma or upset about anything, and very easy to do.
Or incontrollability.
Same thing. Controllability, drama and trauma, it's all like the drama of life. Whenever I do that, it's like, okay. And I'm actually making a point. Aw, hey, thanks. I'm making a point to like put an energetic stop sign up.
Yeah.
And notice as soon as I do that, stop in the name of love. No, in the name of consciousness. But you know, I have to sort of key it into things that I know about.
Yeah.
So I always think of those three girls, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Stop in the name of love. Before you break my heart. Think it over.
Oh my God. I couldn't possibly take this any further. But, you know, right this minute, we might want to practice that one.
Stop. So, you know, it's stop. Stop.
Yeah.
And I'm stopping myself from drama. Who else is going to stop me? No one. It's pretty apparent.
Yeah.
It's pretty apparent.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, that's a pretty nice chunk for the day.
Yeah.
Be space, ask questions, stop yourself from drama.
Yeah, and also like identify when there's stress or when there's worry or when there's something else that might be troubling your day or your kind of like your sense of feeling empowered maybe at that moment, because that's usually where the feelings creep in, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
and
like
it's like it's really a contraction of space.
Yeah.
And it's very much starts with the feeling.
Yeah.
If you feel that in itself is a contraction.
Yeah. And what I've noticed also that when I've asked for something or when I'm doing something or when, you know, for example, we've had so many moments of like moving through things energetically that we used those 10 seconds for, which kind of like made the third video drop. So it's more like like yesterday you asked me this question about, you know, like would you, what was the question? Like about
would you be willing to receive double?
Like, or like, you know, something
more. Double or more
something
than
bigger
what
or
you currently
greater.
are. Double or more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I could have taken that as a yes no question, you know, like yes no, but when she asked that question, it brought up energies, it gave me access to a lot of energies. So then I said like, and I noticed it, and I could have said no easily. I could have said maybe. I could have said I could have not said that yes. Mm-hmm. But then I said, give me 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I moved it through. I gave it like
and
one.
I watched you.
2. You saw the wave move through me, right? And we've been doing this with everything, and it's been so liberating because I have gotten to be like really kind of like in a space where I was actually moving through and then either fixed in some place by no. you don't want to. So what would it take? Instead of like going all logical about it, instead of like, would you be willing to have la 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 la? And then you notice like, oh, just give it 10 seconds. One,
Yeah.
2, 3, to take all, to include all that energy, whatever it brings up. And we don't even need to have have words for it. But then I noticed like, wow, I'm now in oneness with this again. Because I was never not in, or actually like, just not being oneness or separation is kind of a lie in itself.
But we fall into that really easily.
Yeah.
And then we have to bring ourselves out, and the 10 seconds is really helpful.
Well, and the 10 seconds is like to re-include it again. It's like this, like everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. So that I found so great, and it was so awesome to have had so many moments for both of us. Where we've actually allowed that to shift and not like linger without lingering in one of the moments where we could stick it for each other. Because I've also noticed with, not only people, but also facilitators, they'll like catch you right in a moment of change that you're like, what is it? And then you're like, it's not entirely light. So you say, no, like, I'm not willing to have that. And then I was like, is that really what's going on? So now I've noticed that it's just been this ongoing energetic journey that's all about expansion, and that's all about including the no's, even if they show up. But it moved, it changed at the moment.
Well, yeah, you have to be willing. This is for me really being honest with where you're at.
Yeah.
It's really fine to have no. No is part of oneness.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that right now. For whatever reason, it doesn't even matter. The reason doesn't matter. No, I'm not having that right now. And to be an allowance for yourself for the no. It's much easier to be an allowance as you facilitate for someone else, but to be an allowance for yourself for the no. But if I may bring up something you brought up about moving through the question that I asked you, you were able to actually receive the spherical possibilities, because this was a question that was not just for this moment. This was a question, and I'll ask all of you all. First of all, what are you willing to receive? And what are you not willing to receive?
Yeah.
And really take an honest look, because therein lies the keys to many of your money issues.
Yeah, and also like notice that, because the willingness to receive and what are you not willing to receive, the moment you ask what am I not willing to receive, you actually ask access to all those energies. You ask to include them. So then it might feel like you're not willing to receive it, but the magic is also in kind of like really kind of like, oh, whatever it is, whatever way it shows
Even
up,
if it's stress.
to include,
if it's stress,
to
if it's
include it. We've
upset.
been including all those like more like tricky things, and it's been such a blessing to do that together. You know, to actually
include, and I think that's for me has been at times a missing piece in going forward, is to actually include the bad and the ugly.
Whatever way that shows up.
And the awkward and the uncomfortable. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, it's like, kind of like, it doesn't have to be like the determining factor, but when you ask and you receive all this energy, or you get access to all this energy. So we were also talking about receiving for a little bit, because it was like, what would it take to receive that? And I was like, I looked at that, and I was like, wait, if it's in oneness, it's actually already there. What would it take for me to include it and acknowledge that I could have that? And, it's like also like look at what words like empower you. What words, like what language do you use to play with the fabric of the cosmos, so to say, and your, your own magical creative powers. And, and it's also like, what I find so fascinating is like every time we ask a question of what are we willing to receive, or what are we not willing to receive or have or include, it could go to a yes and no, and I could stay there, but I just cannot stay there anymore. It keeps moving. It keeps moving.
Well, energy always is in motion. energy is always in motion. And it can also be a little uncomfortable because if you're not ready to be in the motion, get the lotion in the motion, it's like, this is a big ride.
Yeah, it feels like you're like really getting out of control.
And it's really not controllable. Energy is not controllable.
Are you controllable?
Are you? Or am I? I think I've been trying to control-y myself. I mean, I was looking at this question, who or what is a pain in the neck? And I got myself.
And the moment you embrace that,
I embraced that, my neck started feeling better. I'm like, I'm stopping myself again.
and what did you stop yourself with? With a point of view of more of like a non-inclusion of what?
Not inclusion.
So it's so
Not
funny.
inclusion.
It's like, again, this kind of like this energetic story or this energetic kind of like landscape that's just kind of like, whoo. It's like we're like, the Bill Gates of consciousness. We just buy land everywhere and include it. Part of me, that was really naughty.
Well, but it's naughty, but what we do have to do is we have to include good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah.
Whatever your point of view is about that energy, I've got to be willing to include the ugly that's out there. And I spent a majority of my life actually trying to shut it out.
Yeah.
And actually, I just want to see the good in people.
Yeah.
And that does not work well. And it did not work well for me. And really and truly, if it hadn't been for the access tools, I would probably be run over, dead, homeless, broke, or something. I mean, I would not be here really in the fullness of creating a wealthier, healthier future.
I was thinking better than that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What is wealth? What is relaxation with wealth? What is relaxation with money? What is relaxation? Even if it's just the words. Because,
how about a really yucky one? Work. What about relaxation with work? Can that even go in the same sentence?
Let's do some
do something
yucky,
there.
Let's do some yucky words. What are your yucky words?
Yeah, what are your yucky words?
Like what are you like avoiding or like not enjoying all that much or being resentful of, like, I don't know, taxes or anything.
Only death and taxes.
Working with people. What
is your yuck? What is your yuck?
What would relaxation be with?
What would relaxation be with?
That. What would relaxation be with? Difficult people.
And if you end up yawning, you're getting somewhere. Because the unconsciousness, a lot of times unconsciousness about that energy and about your point of view, and now we have the presumptive realities, which is another energy that includes even more points of view and more conclusions and more of those judgments that we lock ourselves into.
Yeah.
They're fucking lies.
Not to necessarily get yourself caught up in, but like also to allow that energy to be, available to you as free energy instead of only like whatever that, thing is.
And so for me, because work for me, like one of the things that I love so much about when I first started doing the access work 23 years ago.
Did it?
I love that there was a thing called a process.
Yeah. Because
I had to do something to prove to myself that I was making progress. I was not aware enough or relaxed enough to just receive that as a being, I could be the change. I didn't even have that ability.
Wow.
And so for me, I'm thinking when I was, let me just say how it came about, how I noticed it. I had a year into, within the first year, I was doing the tools of access and working with Gary Douglas privately. My ex-husband and his wife began a lawsuit with me to change the way the court had assigned me, to change the custody rules and regulations of the two children. And so there I was flung into the judicial system. Oh, I hope you all never have to do this.
And if you are, might it empower you to the greatest degree? Because what have you been asking for? If you are,
So
what are you capable of?
So these tools. So for me, like, to be able to take a walk in the morning and to run a process gave me a sense that I was doing something to create a more conscious future for myself, no matter what was impinging on me from outside. I had the ability to do something to change my future. And I needed that doing. I really needed that doing for myself at that time.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
I think a lot of people go through that phase of extreme doing. Like, you know, like
Well,
taking
but we're
it
taught. We're taught this is a
Exactly. Like,
reality.
And I think you can, like, because I've seen people like try to not do it and then they have to do it anyway. So I'm like, you know, like, if that's what you got to do it, because it will kind of like get you in more in oneness with you. Like also in exploring the things that you actually would not desire or require, or, you know, like you. So it's so this reality point of view, like, don't overdo it, right? Don't overdo it. Don't
what
overdo
is
it.
that?
Don't be
overdo
a bad human.
Overdo
aka
it. Overdo
humanoid.
it. Overdo it. You
As
know?
much as you have to be in oneness with yourself.
Yeah,
And in oneness with whatever
and then
that is.
the second thing that came that it took me years to hear was that awareness trumps process.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You know, it's like, and there's where the relaxation comes in.
Yeah.
Is when you can finally get that who you be and your awareness of who you be changes everything. You walk into a room and you change the energy.
You'll already be changing.
You walk down the street, you're changing something. And it took me quite a while to really get that. I mean, I think I'm just getting it, to be honest.
You're so.
I'm just getting
You've been so different this week. Not like this is just like from us just being together. Like, I don't know, a big chunk of the day. Like, it's been so awesome. Like being with you also. Like these 3 weeks. 3 weeks nearly.
3 weeks.
We have spent together. Yeah, it's kind of like. But hey, it's not an end.
And also, I'm really willing to change and be flexible and look at where I'm stuck. And I'm really willing to put my barriers down, be vulnerable, and go, ooh, yeah. There's like a...
And then give it 10 seconds.
And giving it 10 seconds makes the medicine go down easier. It's like a spoonful of sugar, really.
It is.
It's
It
amazing.
is.
10 seconds.
The gift of letting it transform without even wanting to transform it. That's like really acknowledging what you are.
Okay, I'm having a psychic Tourette's somewhat, like maybe even
Go for it.
Asperger's moment. I'm switching subjects altogether.
Well,
Book club? You want to do a book club with me?
yeah,
I just got it like, let's do a book club. Let's pick one of the books and do a free book club for everybody.
yeah.
Okay, book club coming up.
Book club coming up, and also maybe let us know like what book
Yeah.
would you like to, like, you know, play with. Are there any of the any books, access books, other books? I don't know. We'll have to look at like the rights and regulations about
Yeah, but
any
we
of
know
that.
we know we can do book clubs with access books.
Yeah, we
and
know.
we'll see what else. But
Yeah.
so let us know if any of that interests you. I've been thinking about that for a while. It feels like now it's kind of juicy.
It is kind of juicy, and also what is fun about the book is like you can read a bit and talk a bit about it, and same as with the money workbook, which is like so, you know, awesome in itself.
It's so awesome. Talk about it and let it go into your system. These books are like college courses.
Yeah, and let everything
Really.
acknowledge you, whatever that is, and acknowledge the other people in your life. What made it so insightful for me doing the money workbook is that, like, and reading all the access books actually, because I love reading the books because they're like kind of like this daily life version of, you know, all the more advanced stuff we get in like the more advanced classes and in the manuals, and so like it really kind of like just, you know, makes it like even easier to communicate and to. But when I saw that, I could also see really where other people are like also really not empowered as the power they actually are, as the awareness they actually are, as the creativity they actually are. and as the the control, and as the money, as the energy,
and the joy. And what about the power of joy?
All of that, and it was just like, wow, like none of this ever was personal about me, about them. This is like all this energy, emotion. I just cannot be mad or angry at myself or others. Like, it might be a temporary thing, but it's not even anger. It's like this energy moving, and it's like this intensity. Also, like, you know, like whatever is like intensity, like we attach this label to energy, which one makes it intense, or it makes it something that is intense, or a feeling that is intense, or a situation that is intense. And also,
well, and we've decided somewhere, presumed or decided that it's intense, or should be intense, or must be intense,
and probably not even this lifetime, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like also going with the energy there, like really allowing myself to have these intense moments, like I've seen you do over the last 2 weeks. Your body is so much chiller. And I know this. Like, I have all these intensity freaks, you know, that I work with. And I call them an intensity freak because they're actually like what I call a magic monster. Like
magic monster.
Yeah,
I like it.
They're like they're like trying to monster all that intensity away, and they're like, wait, and I know that because I did that myself so often.
Let it out.
And the more they let it in, actually,
let it in, let
it explode. Like,
Don't mess up my heritage.
I know, right?
Let it in, let it out.
I know.
Different version.
The more you actually become in oneness, and actually might have like a super happy body. It's not about, you know, like, you know, have you created a light body by pushing things out? Or have you created a light body?
by bringing them in, you know, inviting light. Yeah. Absolutely, by the invitation to within, come within.
Yeah.
Although I do push out in the gym, but it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, I don't know. So many things are changing. I've not worked out in a couple of weeks.
Well, it doesn't show.
It doesn't show. No, it doesn't show either. It doesn't show. Like, maybe that's also because of, you know, been sleeping on a different kind of surface. But then, you know, like, there's been so much transformation in the last couple of weeks. How about you people?
Yes.
It's like, you know, how many times could we use the 10-second the tool of 10-second increments actually to allow the energy to move and to allow yourself to relax with it. And when you want to start changing it, like that moment, just let it change by being, and give yourself 10 seconds, like, you know, put your power there instead of putting your power into your, like, I don't want to
stop. I was putting my power into stop.
Well, that's the first thing. Stop, and then letting it roll out.
No, I mean not stop to receive, stop to resist or avoid. That's where up until very recently it was, but now it's stop, receive.
Yeah.
What else can I receive? Maybe a little uncomfortable too. Okay, so.
And really vulnerable. But then
just full disclosure.
But then if you get used to the hang of it, like, I got to be like have a lot more peace with me, with the things that used to haunt and intimidate me, you know, and still things like come forward around money and business, and like especially now money, because realizing how one-sided I have done money over the last couple of years. I mean, it was great, like, you know, it worked really well on many levels. Now when I noticed, like, oh well, what else is possible there? I was like, oh wow, that was actually, it worked for however well it worked, but it was really on one-sided. What's possible now?
Yeah.
What income streams are available? You know, and like a question that you asked yesterday for me, which really moved me, is like, if I would ever, you know, this was about, you know, coming back to Houston and doing like some more things here, but, you know, on the broader level. What did you say is like that money is not like, what would it take for me to have like enough, like more than enough. But you said it in such a way, what was it? More than enough, like that like the thing about stress is not even relevant.
More than enough.
And you included that also. I love that, because, you know, like so often, like people kind of like, they don't even include what it would do to them if they would not have enough money to, pay for their life and the business, but also to have more. Because, I've been kind of like living there a little bit, with all the loans and with all the...
Almost like checkbook to checkbook. I mean, like paycheck to paycheck, checkbook to checkbook.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it be great to have 15 checkbooks all with $1 million in them?
On a lighter note.
But I meant paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, absolutely.
Words. Yeah. So that's really, wow. I think that's good. I think that's we've touched on
quite a bunch of things. Yeah.
All of which could be their own class.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or for sure, like even private sessions. I mean, all of these things can go deeper if you choose, if you're interested. Everything that you're choosing can expand and get larger and greater and move and change and as an infinite being, my friends, would you be willing to have greater in every area of your life and include money?
Money Mondays.
Money Mondays.
Money Mondays.
Is that it?
That's
I think
it.
that's it.
That's
All right.
it.
That's it for this Monday. And so be aware the times may change. I just realized that I'm getting more comfortable with being unpredictable and not really minding that the time may change. So the time may change. The day will mostly Monday, unless I'm traveling, then it'll either be Sunday or Tuesday. But right now it's pretty well Monday.
Like and follow Glassell CF.
Oh,
and
right.
Put
That's
your notifications on if you
That's
wanna be be included, and also like for books. Like, let us know what book would you like to what is like a book you were like maybe your favorite book, or maybe like a money book you hate.
Or when you hate, or
then you like avoid
hate.
it so
when you avoid
so badly.
Oh, and the other thing, I'm reminded, I see Dane going, oh, and don't forget to click that you like. Because Merle and I are also doing things on YouTube. So would you please, if you like what we're doing, will you click like? Is it click like or subscribe or something like that?
Like the video. Because it creates an engagement with that artificial intelligence.
Energy.
And follow the YouTube channel.
And follow the YouTube channel.
Obviously. Yeah. And all the other things.
All the other things. Just to, let's get this motion, this energy keep going.
My desire is to not only bring out and into the world the brilliance that you bring that I've
you be doobie doo.
It started with her. And now we're doing all this fun stuff together, and because and to let anything tech not be an issue.
That's right.
Tech.
Oh
and
my gosh.
To let it be fun also, to let it be fun to do Facebook Lives, to let it be fun to do social media, to let it be fun to have a YouTube channel, to let it be fun to deliver and make inspirational content for anyone who is looking
and
for
who's
it.
looking. Let's just also take a minute and pull energy from all over the world. People who are looking for these tools, who are looking for
this way
another way of being. This way of to be able to be, they know they're looking for something, but another way of being. They're looking for a way to have more fun and ease with their knowing, with their awareness, with what we all are going forward in, to find us, to find you, to find me, to find Merwin, to find all of us who are on social media and we're saying, hey, would you like to come play?
Yeah.
What would it take, you know?
And out in the world, it's like, so check your emails on Sunday. Thank you, Marianne. Pulling in the Gen Z tech vibes.
Ooh,
that's
Gen
awesome.
Z.
Oh, Marianne effing loves your shirt. Is that velvet?
It is velvet.
Oh, and she's got a blue one also that's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
I think it came from a place called Feels Good Clothes.
Feels Good Clothes. And they're still fucking fabulous.
And I love them. I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
velvet.
Wow.
All right.
So,
wow. Oh, so check our emails on Sunday. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Check the emails.
or Saturday.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
Well, wonderful people.
Oh,
thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And what else is possible? Hey, now, what more is possible when, or like, how relaxed am I actually already? I like to acknowledge that, you know.
Right. And you all have wherever you all are, you know. I can only speak for me, Merwin can only speak for him, and bring up the things we've gone through, you know. Wherever you are is where you are. And just ask to be and have more relaxation where you require it. Yeah. Whatever that is.
That's so powerful. Relaxation for me is now starting to feel like nothing, when it used to be like this weird dance of control that I couldn't relax, and now it's just kind of like,
it's really for me, it's still in the stage of like being a puppy, like a puppy that turns over and lays back on their belly. It still has a little bit of like, is this gonna be okay? Okay, I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, there you go. All right. See you next time. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You wanna?
Oh, yes.
Go for that.